you're planning your first trip to the Philippines, there are a lot of videos that'll tell you where to go, what to eat, and the best beaches to visit. Those are helpful. But after spending time there myself, I realized there were a lot of things nobody really talked about. Not because they're bad, but because they're the kind of lessons you only learn once you're actually there. These are the things I genuinely wish I'd known before my first trip. Number one, the Philippines is much bigger than it looks. When you look at a map, it's easy to think you'll hop between islands without much effort. In reality, traveling from one destination to another can easily eat up an entire day. Flights, ferries, weather delays, transfers, it all adds up. If I could do my first trip over again, I'd visit fewer places and spend more time enjoying each one, instead of constantly packing and moving. And honestly, slowing down made every destination feel more rewarding. The weather has a mind of its own. I expected heat. I wasn't prepared for how quickly the weather could change. One minute it's beautiful, the next you're standing under a roof waiting for a tropical downpour to pass. Instead of fighting it, I learned to build flexibility into my plans. Sometimes those unexpected breaks ended up being some of the most relaxing parts of the trip. Cash is still incredibly useful. In larger cities, paying by card is becoming more common. But once you get away from major tourist areas, cash suddenly becomes much more important. Restaurants, small shops, transportation, island excursions, having enough cash on hand saved me more than once. And it's one of those simple things that's easy to overlook until you're standing somewhere that doesn't take cards. Travel days are longer than you think. This surprised me more than almost anything. A trip that looks like 2 hours on Google Maps can turn into 6 or 7 hours once you include checking in for flights, waiting for ferries, traffic, and getting to your hotel. And it taught me not to overpack my itinerary. The Philippines rewards people who aren't in a hurry. Every island feels like a different country. Before visiting, I thought of the Philippines as one destination. After arriving, I realized that's almost impossible. Every island has its own personality. Some feel busy and energetic. Others feel laid back and quiet. Some are built around beaches. Others are centered around cities or mountains. That's one of the things I ended up loving most. You're not really visiting one place. You're visiting dozens of completely different experiences. English makes traveling much easier than I expected. One thing that immediately made me feel comfortable was how widely English is spoken. Ordering food, asking for directions, having conversations. It made getting around much less stressful than I expected. That said, learning a few local words still goes a long way. People always seem to appreciate the effort. Internet isn't always something you should take for granted. If you're planning to work remotely or upload photos every night, don't assume every destination has fast, reliable internet. Some places do. Some definitely don't. Knowing that ahead of time makes planning a lot easier and helps avoid frustration. The pace of life is different. This was probably my favorite surprise. People weren't constantly rushing. Meals lasted longer. Conversations lasted longer. Sunsets mattered. It reminded me that sometimes traveling isn't about checking destinations off a list. Sometimes it's about sitting somewhere beautiful and letting yourself slow down. That's a lesson I wish I'd learned before arriving. Finally, don't try to see everything. It's tempting. There are thousands of islands, amazing beaches, mountains, cities, waterfalls. But trying to squeeze everything into one trip usually means you don't fully enjoy any of it. Leave something for next time. Because if you're anything like me, there probably will be a next time. The Philippines wasn't exactly what I expected. In a lot of ways, it was better. Not because everything was perfect, but because it constantly surprised me. And if you're planning your first visit, hopefully knowing these things now helps you enjoy it even more than I did. If you found this helpful and you enjoy practical, experience-based travel advice, subscribe to Lost Slow Traveler. Every video is about helping you understand a destination before you visit, not just showing you the highlights. And if you've been to the Philippines, what's one thing you wish you'd known before your first trip? Let me know in the comments.